right, you're welcome once again on yet another edition of Random on Afoda Samuel's TV, Afoda Samuel's channel, as case may be, on YouTube. My name is Afoda Samuel, and once again, I'm back again. Today is a very special day for me because one of the inspirations behind all the things we do here, even outside here, is here with me in the studio, and it's a great pleasure to have him. Today is the day they say when the hunter becomes hunted, when the interviewer becomes interviewed. It's a great pleasure to do that. I have with me here Mr. Dele Adeyanju, popularly known as Dele Adeyanju, Agbaman, Agbaletu. I'm trying to remember another name. I think that's all the name. Big Masquerade. Yeah. Wow, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Afoda Samuel, Afoda Balagba.
Your Excellency, sir.
I'm happy to be here, and I must say that I am humbled because we started somewhere. We are here today, and I've always encouraged people that outside radio, let's try to do something. Let's move with times. Let's move outside that studio. That doesn't mean we should leave radio totally, but at least we can still do all this stuff. I encourage a lot of people that are talented, and this has made money for a lot of other people who won't even shine on radio, but they are doing exceptionally well with podcasts, especially when they have great content. So I must commend you for all you do with Primus, with the awards, with the Media Academy, this podcast, and congratulations on your new appointment at Law FM Lagos.
Thank you so much, sir. Right, you're welcome once again. Thank you so much for being very humble with that, because that must be a very humble speech, one of the humblest speech I've ever received, because you don't just encourage, you also motivate and you inspire. I've been with a couple of colleagues and I'll be like, see Agbaman now. If Agbaman can do it, I can do it too. Let's see. And I remember that I engaged you back then, and I asked you. So I want to ask you again. Your very first interview that you did, let me say off radio. What year was that?
Off radio.
Yes, interviewing personalities.
Off radio.
Yes.
It's a very difficult question. Okay. Or the answer will be the answer won't be very accurate.
Okay.
Because I moved from radio to online.
Okay.
So some of the guests I interviewed online, some of the first guests I published, I got them from radio.
Okay.
I was doing off-air recording. As I was broadcasting on radio, I was recording them with iPhone 7.
Okay.
iPhone 7.
So that means those days there was nothing like streaming. So there was no camera in the studio such that you can
there's nothing called those days. So I'm referring to how many years back? Maybe 2019.
2019, like 6 years ago.
Just like 6 years ago, wow. 2019. But if you want to trace the history of when I started interviewing artists, yes, I can tell you that it started in 2003. And the first artist that I should have interviewed, I couldn't face that artist. So I got Olani to come on.
Okay.
To help me, guest show interview.
Come again. I didn't understand that part. You had a guest on your own show.
On my own show.
But you could not face the person.
I didn't know how to interview. I've listened to a lot of interviews. I'm talking about 2003. That's about how many years ago?
That's like 22 years ago, there.
Yeah.
Yes.
2003.
2003, yes.
2003?
Yes, 2025 minus 3. That's 22 years.
22 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
It shocked you.
Wow. 2003 October. 2003 October. The last week of October. So there was a new station in town, Gold FM, Radio Nigeria, Elisha. That was, I can say that's where I started from. So I had a guest, Aramfali Jono, an Islamic singer.
Okay.
So I brought him to the studio. So I was doing Bedu. Uncle Kayode Joseph gave me Bedu to present. So after ending the first segment, entering into the next segment of the show, I didn't know how to handle around Valley Journal for an interview, a Yoruba program. And Babatunde Olani Itio Common just finished his own program, so I just told him, sir, I'm only guest, but me Mobi Moshefe. So Tunde Olani Itio Common, may God rest his soul, now came on that show to help me interview that guest. But I think before getting to radio, I've had a passion for interviewing people. I remember when I was in secondary school, SS2, there used to be students from Osun State College of Education, Elisha, and from other schools. They used to come to my school for teaching practice. So I always take interest in the music student teachers because of the music thing. So I remember Uncle Boye Melody was singing High Life then. So I went to his house one day in my school uniform, me alone. Got it's called Walkman.
Walkman, yes.
Walkman. And I was interviewing him, recording and writing things down. When did you start? Inadvertently, I started what I was doing now. Then I was in SS2. That was in the 90s. Now, fast forward to 2003. After that episode that Tunde Olani helped me with, I started bringing guests. And there was a time I started the program in 2006. I was bringing guests, movie practitioners, theater practitioners, musicians, and all of them, as I could, as far as my hands reached at that time. I was doing it. Then later I moved to Lagos. I'm giving you my history now.
Yeah, antecedents
now. So I moved to Lagos in 2007. MITV Lagos, 2007. I got employed. I resigned my employment with Radio Nigeria. Lagos and Star FM, MITV at that time was
the main thing then.
The contemporary station. In fact, they weren't even doing any Yoruba program. I think they had only one program by a particular, I don't know where the man is now. I don't know if it's MC Murphy, I can't remember, on a Friday. So my idea of presentation is, I'm going to Lagos, let me give them the Yoruba flavor. But they didn't want any of those things. They wanted English, because on that station we had artists like Rasky and the raving artists at that time coming to the station. So I pressed to have a Yoruba program there where I'll be having in all these artists. But they had it on MITV, but they didn't allow it on Star FM. So I spent a few months and I didn't even resign. I just left. So I came back to Radio Nigeria, Elisha, and I came back, that's in 2007, and I wasn't doing anything. I was just doing my OAP thing, announcer. It was also Connie to Bolugi, Dele Adeyanju, Agbaletu ito no. Then after the program was ended, I was saying it was a button on it to Bolugi, Dele Adeyanju, and when it's 4 o'clock, by the time it's 4 o'clock, we're now joining our network service for the network news. After we are done with network news, that was the network news. Welcome back. You're still listening to Radio Nigeria Gold FM, Elisha, stay with us and all that. So it became a routine and became boring. Doing the same thing over and over again. So somebody now called me. What do you want to do? You are talented, but you're not doing anything. And I said, I don't even know what to do. And he told me that you can do a lot. You can sing, you can. So in 2009, I started singing. But before I started singing, when I came back from Lagos in 2007, my general manager then, Mrs. Bolazito Joseph.
My mom.
Yes. That's my industry mommy.
Wow.
And her husband is my industry daddy.
Interesting.
So they are my industry parents. Because Uncle K discovered me.
Yeah.
And Mrs. BJJ, that's Bolazito Joseph, gave me Agbaletu. I can say it that way. So when I came back to Radio Nigeria, Gold FM, she asked me, what do you want to do? No, she asked me, when are you going to take over the programs you left? That I was interviewing artists. And I said, well, I'll prefer to leave it for my guys who I left the program for. They're already making their name with the program, so let them just have it. So what do you want to do? I said, I'll start a new program. what program do you want to start? I said, I'll start Agbaletu. I didn't even know what to do with Agbaletu. I just mentioned Agbaletu. Okay, what time are you looking? I said, Thursday. What time? I said, around maybe 12, maybe, I can't remember, maybe 12:30 or thereabout, or 11:30 in the morning. I said, okay, fine. And I started. So
that means before then, Agbaletu was not a pre-planned project.
It wasn't.
It
was. I think she called me into her office on either on Monday morning or Tuesday morning.
Okay.
And she just said, okay, now that you are back, when do you pick up the programs that you left? And I said, we'll leave those ones for them. I'll start again. So I didn't plan it. She just asked me, what do you want to do? And I said, okay, I will do Agbaletu. And she asked me, what do you want to do on Agbaletu? I said, I'll play all this. Okay, fine. Go and start. And on the Thursday, I started. I remember the first song I played. And so while I be doing, because I love juju music. And all these records were not played from a CD. They were played from a real vinyl.
Wow.
I have a lot of them. I used to have some. I inherited some from not inherited at that time. And I stole some from my father. So I started with those ones and the small ones. But from the first episode of that show, I knew that people love what I just did. Because I started getting calls. That was a time when network providers were not doing well with, especially in our area, because it was remote at that time. So we couldn't pick calls from the studio. But outside, once we finish, we start getting calls when we move outside the studio. I started getting calls. Program, you're fine, can you call? So I now started pushing. Okay, they said, but because of the nature of Radio Nigeria, you do a program today, next week is not guaranteed, because they will tell you that there's an impromptu program. One minister is going somewhere for.
So you have to join. So
at the point in 2009, I abandoned it. I started doing music. I had a band. I was singing juju music.
Yeah, I was still planning to get there, because I know that many of your recent fans, people that have just joined your band in recent times, many of them don't even know that you sing. Some of them don't even know that you sing. So now, thank God that you have mentioned it now.
Okay.
So you started singing in 2009.
Yes, I formed a band. I didn't start singing in 2009. Let me clear that part. I started a band in 2009. I started singing 2005.
Wow.
I started singing 2005. When I say I started singing, I started recording singles, albums. I recorded a full juju album 2005 titled Orientation. I don't even know what orientation is. I started orientation. I was doing everything in my local environment. Just trying, not that I was hoping to make big money from it, but I was just exploring what I could do as per my talent. So I did orientation, I did Amia Share. I started a promotion outfit on my own. I will put, I will mass drop CDs. That was around 2000 and... Okay, that was 2000 and... That was later. I will still get there. So I was just singing, but I couldn't face a crowd at that point. But I started a band in 2000 and February 14, 2009. That was when I started. And when I started, I told myself I would do this for 2 years. I don't know why I set that limit, but I said I would do it for 2 years. So I started, I got cooperative money somehow, bought my own equipment and everything, and I started singing. My first gig was at one hotel at Ado-Ekiti, Yemkem. I've forgotten the name of the Pathfinder Hotel, owned by Yemkem. That was where I did my first commercial gig. The February 14 event was like, what's it called? Valentine show organized by her. So we just started singing, and I did that for 2 years. And my friends then used to tell me that, Dele, you can sing, but you are not taking music seriously. But I remember I told you that I was just exploring. I have not been so serious with anything in my life I think the only thing I got serious with is Agbaletu.
Do you know why?
I don't know.
Could it be your nature?
Yeah, naturally, I am not a very. I don't get too serious or too attached to anything. So I just feel like whatever. I think that another word for that is being laid back, right?
Yes.
That's why I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing, but that's
who you are.
That's just me. That's just who I've always been. Let me fast forward. 2 years I played music, and along that line, one day I played for a politician, and somebody told me that, I will say it in the Isha dialect now, Isheni, Ishemi or Lagbasemi. Do you know the meaning?
I'm trying to decode what that.
Isheni. That is that gig.
Okay.
That gig that I Ishemi, that's my.
Okay.
It's my gig. Or Lagbasemi. You went back to collect to take my gig, and just because of that, I decided that I was done with music. February 2011. I forgot I said I would do music for 2 years. February 2011, I put up my equipment for sale, and I used that money to buy a car. Bam, music end.
So
live music ended.
So what were you doing?
I was still a staff of Radio Nigeria.
Okay.
So I was still doing my thing. So I got serious with Agbaletu that same year. No, a year before, 2010, I got serious. And that 2010, and the reason I got serious, I was able to get hold of two things. I got hold of a laptop. I still have the laptop, a compact.
You still have it?
I still have it. A compact.
Wow.
That's
still working?
It's still working.
Wow.
That's my first ever computer. I got it from Radio Nigeria Cooperative. I paid for it for I think 10 months or 6 months. It wasn't even up to 100,000 naira.
And you paid for it for how many months?
About 10 months. About 10 months.
Interesting.
How much was my salary? After that, I got a car. After I sold my equipment. So I realized that I was ready for serious business. So immediately I got a laptop. I started compiling and collecting songs, moving them to soft copy, MP3.
Okay, from those
from turntables, from CDs, call it piracy, I don't care. I started moving them, storing them there. So I was having a bank of music. Then after the car came, I started moving around. So the first guest I would say I interviewed on Agbaletu, not on other programs, on Agbaletu, was late Prophet Michael Afolabi Oyeleye.
What year was that?
That was 2010.
2010.
That was 2010. I left music 2011. So that was 2010. Sorry, I think I'm mixing the dates up now.
Yes.
I'm mixing the dates up now. If I think deeply, I will know. I think that should be 2010, because I took the laptop to his house then. Maybe I didn't have a car at that time. Maybe I went there on Okada.
Okay.
Maybe I went there on Okada. So Michael Afolabi Oyeleye was Ike Dairo's friend and prophet. So Ike Dairo used to consult with Michael Afolabi Oyeleye. So Michael Afolabi Oyeleye was Ike Dairo's, if I'm permitted to use this word, diviner. If he wants to ask if the coast is clear, if I want to go somewhere, okay, Baba, pray for us, let's see. They were friends, and so Afolabi Oyeleye gave me a lot of things about late Ike Dairo, because I never met Ike Dairo. But I remember that when Ike Dairo was being buried, I remember those artists filed through our junction. I was at the junction that day. All of the artists that came for the burial. So that prompted something in me. If I move close to these elders, they will give me a lot of back-end stories about that was how I started. That was how I started. And some of the remarkable interviews I have done, that up to now I'm proud of myself, is the interview I did with Fatai Rolling Dollar.
Of blessed memory.
I made a move at that time and it paid off. I think that was 2011. I invited him from Lagos to Elisha.
Wow.
And he came.
Wow.
He said he didn't know Elisha. So SF Olowo Kiri, another veteran, followed him down from Lagos to Elisha. I lodged them. I took care of them. It was then I knew that Baba didn't eat much, maybe because of old age or something. And he always had his earpiece on. Always. I wasn't talking too much. After the interview, he gave me a lot of stories that couldn't make it to the final. It wasn't recorded, it was live. Yeah, but I recorded some part of it and it's on YouTube. And he told me a lot of things about Ebenezer Obey. Things that, in fact, that will even go with me to my own grave.
Wow.
Yes, that I won't share with anybody. So I did that. Along the line, I did some other ones for Jacob Ajakaye. I did another for Folorun Shoni, who was KSA's first bass drummer. I did a lot of artists. I was traveling I came to Ibadan. I did for late Dele Adeyanju. All these around 2010, 2011, 2010. I did a lot of. When it comes to Agbaletu, even if I am sick, I will function. After delivering my whatever or getting what I want, I can resume my
your sickness.
My sickness.
I want to ask a question. Yes, let me quickly cut you somewhere now. You seem to be not much more interested, but you seem to be very interested in hearing from people who are usually not in front of the camera. I'm talking of the band boys, the promoters, the people at the back of the men behind the scene. Could it be the very first contact you had, that Baba that you had, Baba Ileye? Could it be, was it the one that inspired you to focus? Because I want to believe you have a kind of a soft spot in your heart for people behind the scene. And that is one of the things that have made Agbaletu what it is today. Could it be your encounter with that Baba Ileye that informed that, or there's a particular reason why you feel people behind the scene that are not usually in front of the mic should be heard?
It's not because of my encounter with Baba Ileye.
Okay.
The reason is simple. It's because those people behind the camera don't get their deserved credit. And when I was younger, I used to say that KSA cannot be KSA alone. Some people might start cursing me for this, but I said what I said. KSA cannot be KSA alone. Some people worked with KSA. Some people worked with Ebenezer Obey. Some people worked with Sikro and the Barrister. Some people worked with our artists
to build the brand.
To build that brand. But the face of the brand will always be the stars that we've come to know. And in the past, in the 70s, entertainment reporters always focus on the star artists. Shina Peters, Shegun Adewale, Idon Mashaun, all of them. Nobody will talk about the Igba player, the Sakara player.
So they are just there. Nobody have no identity, so to speak.
Nobody even reckoned with them. So I started, and in fact, it was when I started, it didn't take so long before I started rooting for all these people. And I think what exposed me was that I met a particular man called Jacob Ajakaye in front of a chemist in Elisha in 2002. Jacob Ajakaye worked with King Sunny Ade. He later moved to Orlando Julius Band, and before then Ajakaye worked with Papa Lolo. It was later I realized all that. And at the point he worked with Ike Dairo second set, that was in the 60s. So Ajakaye traveled with Orlando Julius to America. They had an accident, and I think he was one of the most injured in the accident, but eventually he didn't die. So he got some money. Maybe, I don't know what they call the money, maybe insurance or something. I became very rich. But by the time I met him, he was wretched. So I met him in front of Eli Chemist. That the Eli Chemist is was owned by Prince Jide Fadeibi. who happens to be KSA's very close friend.
Okay.
So I now thought to myself that if I have an opportunity on radio, remember I said 2002, I will interview this man. So that happened later in 2011. I remembered him in 2011.
Wow.
So, but by the time I met him in 2011, the situation has grown worse. It has worsened. So that was what prompted me, Ajakaye's situation, and Fọlọ́run Ṣóhónì's situation, who was also sick then, to look for KSA. So I tried to get KSA in Elisha. I couldn't get him. Eventually, I got him 2 weeks after at SLK. He sat for an interview. I interviewed him, but I quickly, after about 15 or 20 minutes or whatever, I hit the nail on the head why I had to meet him, and it was about Ajakaye, and I don't want to go into what actually happened. Eventually, Ajakaye died. He died of if somebody died of sickness because he couldn't afford basic treatment, can we say the person died of poverty?
Yes. I think poverty is the cause, because if it's something that is not a terminal disease, it's just because of access to basic treatment.
Because at that time, when he wakes up in the morning, or when he woke up, at that time he would eat pawpaw without pepper, unripe pawpaw in the morning and at night, and he was doing that regularly, and he was used to it.
Poverty now. That was poverty.
So that was one of the experiences, and that spurred me to trying to see what was happening with the band boys, people that worked with our stars. What has been happening to them? That's why up till now I still do it.
Yes,
I still do it,
and it has earned you a lot of, I don't want to say enemies, or it has earned you a lot of chastisement in public, because people believe you are kind of inciting these band men, or let me not say band boys, band men against the voices. Well, their fans are not taking it. They don't think it's funny.
I believe I do not have any friends.
Okay.
I have no friends. I have no friend. I'm saying it categorically. I have no friends. But I'm somebody that I really don't care. And if I'm working, I don't look at my back. I'm just doing my thing. Because I believe all the noise and all the causes. Somebody told me that Dele Adeyanju, I just smiled and I moved on, because my conscience, in English terminary, justified me.
Exonerates you.
Exactly.
Whatever English you want to.
English. So I have a clear conscience.
You have a reason for doing what you are doing.
One thing is that if we do not tell that story, we are not saying that band boys are saints or band leaders are saints. What we are saying is, let people that are coming read and learn from the experience of those in the past. Let's know why most of them are impoverished after traveling all over the world with their band leaders. Why are they back to the country telling stories like Roba? We couldn't get paid. We didn't get paid, or we couldn't get paid for our service, and it was that got me into this copyright thing. You compose a song for you contributed, not even compose, you contributed to songs for an artist. You don't get credit for it. Is that the same way it is played abroad? Germany, Britain, America, Canada. Is there something we should do in Africa or in Nigeria to improve our own situation? What about those people? Why do we have band boys that are always running out of Nigeria? So why are our musicians, now when I say musicians, I'm referring to band boys. Band boys. Why are they always after moving out of the country with their band leaders and staying there? I can say that when we talk about brain drain in this country, let's not look into academics alone. Let's not look into the health sector alone. Even in music, most of the talented musicians in Nigeria across the 80s, even starting from the 70s, 80s. This japa syndrome started a long time ago. It didn't just start. A lot of artists, look at people that have played with our stars. Mostly they are abroad because they believe that they have a better future abroad. Why is it that we keep losing them to Obodo Imbo?
Whereas the band leaders, the big stars, they are enjoying their life here and they're traveling around the world.
At least most of them, not all.
Not all, definitely.
Most of them, not all. So for a young person in the category of my own child who is interested in playing music, do I want my child to play for a juju band leader? Do I want my child to play for a Fuji band leader? All these questions should be answered. And if we do not ask about the experience of our 4 musicians, those people that have played with other artists, to know
what they went
through and how they didn't even know their rights.
I think that's the bottom line of it, because maybe it's because of the digital era that we are in right now, where there is something called, where there is split sheet. You know that if you contribute to a particular composition, you are entitled to so percentage. But I am trying to see how that would work.
Till now, some people still do not understand that concept because they are still in Nigeria. They have not seen things from other horizons. They still believe that let's keep doing it, and it's not the fault of those people that do it the way they've been doing it, because that's how it was handed over to them.
And nobody is thinking of how can we do this thing differently.
So how is it my fault? I only have a platform through which I ask questions from people, band leaders, and their musicians, to narrate the I've never judged any matter. I have never judged any matter. I only allow people to judge. But some artists are seen as very big, old, they have paid their dues, they have all the experience, even experience more than my father. So Nigerians believe we are an emotional people. They believe that no, you are very wrong for touching. You want to destroy
their legacy.
A legacy of over 60 years. No, I can't destroy. How can I destroy a legacy? No. So that's it.
Wow, interesting. It's still random with Dele Adeyanju Agbaletu Omodelawo. Now, in the course of doing all this, I want to quickly bring out something, because there's someone somewhere listening to us who is also thinking of doing something similar. Maybe not exactly the same thing, but going into how, when you started all this, you've mentioned a Walkman, and then you proceeded to, I know that you mentioned an iPhone 6 to me one time like that. iPhone 7, and that was the first recording device you had to record video or something like that. Or you moved to iPhone 7 from one camera or something. I want you to talk about that, so that someone somewhere listening to us and expecting to start with a red camera or magic before, so that I can have perfect video, perfect shot and everything, and person is can learn one or two things. How did you start, and how have you evolved over the years till now?
All right. I used to be a very shy person, maybe not anymore. I used to be very shy, but you wouldn't know.
Maybe there is hope for me too, because I'm also a very shy person.
I'm a very shy person. I don't like going out.
I know that one.
You know that I don't like going out. I'm an introvert. But in my house, I can create whatever I want to create in my closet. So I remember one day when I started Agbaletu on Lagelu FM. I went to Oga Shina Dele. You know, Samawu now told me that, Dele, nearly tonight, you have to make sure that they start streaming you. No, because Lagelu had even started streaming then, but I won't let them stream me. I don't want people to
see your face.
I didn't want people to see my face, to know me. Maybe because I money and shady things like working with Lititi. I don't want Lititi to know that I'm still presenting a program on Lagelu. You know all those. Okay. That's what I mean by shady. So he said, no, oh my cell, people will see you. Only okay. And I told my John, one comes, say, where are you gonna try? So that night, it was a Monday. Lagelu streamed me, they showed my face and all that. That was how I started. But I wasn't streaming on my own. So later, I realized that I needed to start streaming. So what I was doing was using I used to love Infinix phones. So I started using my own Infinix to stream on my own Facebook. So I will record my interviews in audio format. I'll record into my phone. I stopped recording on laptops because recording in my phones was better. Sounded so much better than recording on, and it's compact. So when it comes to the Akimodele segment, I will just play the interview, and I can place camera and say anyway I come and walk in it. So that was what I was doing. One day, somebody from the US called me. I want to try to. It's called Baba Beji. I don't know. Maybe I'll remember. He's a soldier in the US. Now called me. This was around 2019 or 2020. He said, Agbaletu, you don't know what you are doing. You don't know what you hold. You don't know what you possess. Do you know you can make millions of naira, even in dollars, with what you're doing? But all you need to do is all those interviews, bring them on YouTube. Tall order, tall task, YouTube long. And I asked somebody, how do I get on YouTube? Say,
You're talking of 2019.
2019.
6 years ago.
Yes.
Interesting.
2019. Meanwhile, I was on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2005 or thereabout. But what were we doing on YouTube then? Just to watch videos. I didn't even know that people get paid on YouTube. So when the man said, they said I have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I didn't know what all that. So I give him an excuse. I said, sir, Baba Tunde Akis on me. That's the name of the
person that called you.
That called me. I said, me need equipment. Don't have to pay. You don't need equipment to he now told me that he will send a phone to me. That if he sends the phone, I can start with the phone. I said, okay. So I arranged for somebody to get the phone from the US. The person brought it down to Nigeria. Kuliamologo brought it. So when I took delivery of the phone, I saw it's iPhone 7. Instead of me to start using the phone to record, I started using iPhone 7 film browse mate. So I wasn't doing anything. So at the point I was travel. I want to travel to wherever. I don't even know. Because of the traveling craze. People want to go.
Everybody's going.
So later, 2020, COVID came. So when COVID came, I'm always very, very full of ideas. But most of the time, most of the ideas I get, I don't follow through. But the few ideas I've used in my life, those are the ones that comes and I grab them immediately. Most of my ideas I transfer to other people. For those that grab them, it's always very useful. But I'm always very full of inspiration and ideas. So one day I just told my guys, let's shoot a video. And I sat on the car I was using then. So you hold the camera. At that time, I upgraded from iPhone 7 to iPhone 7 Plus.
Okay.
So I now told you hold the camera. You come and meet me. Agba. Mo fẹ́ bí the question kan lọ́wọ́ yín. Báwo ni ohun Àyìndé Bákàrè àti Káyọ̀dé Fáṣọlá ṣe jọra? And I said, I now explained 5 minutes short video. I posted it, and I posted on YouTube. I posted on Facebook. I sponsored on Facebook, and I forgot it. I just forgot it there because I didn't know that it will even move. After a while, I checked back. I realized that after that sponsorship had ended, it started traveling like Wi-Fi. Then on YouTube, it was growing, and people they liked it. And if I tell you something, that thing that I started with, I was at a function recently. I met. Do you know Baba Monsuru Fala?
Monsuru Fala, the actor or the director?
The director. Thank you, veteran actor and director. Just last week, he told me, "Show me biti mo ti mo e." Ìgbà tó máa jókòó sórí mọ́tò.
Wow.
That was, who is this guy?
Wow.
Because of that concept. But I've since moved from that concept anyway. So we are talking about how I moved from one equipment to another. So I started with that iPhone 7 Plus. iPhone 7 Plus. I was editing on that phone myself in shorts. I learned in short. I was doing it. I remember one day, that same 2020, I brought my Kwade to my house. Then I used that same phone to record him. You know, Prof, where you call it Aziz.
I know.
There was a time he came from America. I went to his house and I brought that iPhone 7 Plus. I put it on the stand so that I could motor. And Baba said, "Say on top of Yaminoni." And I recorded a 2 hours plus interview.
Wow.
I didn't have space to edit. It was so full. I couldn't render. It had a problem at that point. So somebody who has been a good brother, but I don't laugh at the Femo like Nasta's cousin or uncle, I don't know, now said, "Dele, I'm following up with what you've been doing. What have I been doing? Those little things I was recording with that iPhone 7 Plus. I'm following up with all the I want to sow into what you are doing. What do you want?" I was talking rubbish. I don't want to expose what I was saying rubbish. He said, "Okay, what can we do?" He said, "Do you want to have a studio, like a production outfit?" I said, "No." I was saying rubbish. I did mean that I've said that I want to have a
production outfit.
What the office we have now would have been set maybe since that time. So he now said, "Okay, don't worry, I'll do what I can do." So it was coming from Canada, and it brought me a Nikon camera. So we graduated from that phone to a Nikon camera. My laptop was a low-end laptop, but John had a higher-end laptop. So we started recording with that.
Now, for the sake of those listening, John is who is John? John has become my blood, because I can say we started this journey together. Somehow we started together. So if you see me, you see John. John is the editor. He edits. He does, and I have two of them, John and Timmy. But John came first, then Timmy came later. So I started with John's laptop with the Nikon camera, and the first interview I did with Baba Obe, I recorded not on the iPhone. No. I recorded audio. I didn't even do video because I lacked awareness that an interview for Baba Obe would be hot cake anywhere, especially if it gets to YouTube. But I only recorded audio, and I had a limited vision just to put it on radio. So after recording on phone, phone,
we took pictures, and I started bragging, posting with pictures. Maybe I still be a photo. Later, something happened. I had to take somebody to meet Baba Obe in Abeokuta. At that point, we recorded just a part of it with a phone. I can't remember the phone, but not the iPhone, because this was still The first interview was 2018. The Abeokuta scenario happened in 2019. Now, 2020, I think 2022 now, that Nikon came. So when we interviewed Baba Obe, we used one camera, that Nikon. And that Nikon is supposed to be a photo camera. I had issues with audio. Just forget audio. It's until recently we got our audio right. Before now, there was a time, in fact, I've spent a lot of money on audio.
I remember.
I
remember we had that conversation and you told me of how many microphones.
I have a microphone. I bought it for 250,000 naira. I never used it once. It's in my office. I have lots of them. I still have a lot of them. I had serious issues with microphone, no doubt. So the day we went to Babobi, we couldn't even use our own microphone. We met some microphones in Babobi's house because I think some of his grandchildren were into music. So we just managed to use the mixer and all that. And we recorded with that Nikon camera. After that, Nikon camera, there was a time we were doing Nikon camera. Yes, we started using the Nikon camera. Then there was a day, somebody called me and said, I'm enjoying your program. That person called from America too. I'm enjoying your program. You have great content. Music. But I see that you still need to improve on your picture. What do you want? I said, I want cameras. And I told, because by that time I had researched on PTZ cameras. I said, why PTZ camera? I said, that's what I want to, because for me, that was the best at that time. PTZ, that because I would be mixing on the spot. He said, okay. The person now sent those cameras. I got somebody to bring them. I always have people that will bring them down. 2 cameras. And I paid back, though very subsidized and discounted for me. I paid back after a while. Now we had 3 cameras. The PTZ cameras, which is 2, and that Nikon. Those PTZ cameras, we stopped using them now. Those are the cameras we're using to transmit in our online radio. So making 3. So one day we were recording in my house. We recorded and we took a break. We were about to start recording the next person. I think Bodalaya did in my house. And somebody wanted to open the door. So as the person just opened the door, that Nikon camera fell and it got spoiled.
Wow.
Why am I saying this? Sometimes you don't improve if there is no
crisis.
No crisis. Thank you. You got it from my mouth. We were in a crisis. So we lost that camera. We depended on 2. So we had to go buy another Canon, which was better than the Nikon. I had to repair the Canon, but I eventually sold it to somebody. I repaired it, bought a new lens. I sold it to somebody who needed it in Lagos. Then one day, we were already making little change. I just said, guys, I think we need to really upgrade, because I am always online. I watch almost every podcast. I may not spend a lot of time, but Teju Babyface, when we met April 3, 2025, those are your pictures. And one told me that, don't worry, when we meet, I'll share the secret with you. We have not met. Camera will low because of the picture quality and all that. And I've seen lots of podcasts and broadcasts on online. So I believe that we are not there yet, but we have cameras at least that can defend what we are doing
and document them.
But we have moved way from the iPhones. But if we did not start with that iPhone 7 Plus,
I was about tracing the history, because actually something led to that 7 Plus.
Yes.
Somebody had what you are doing.
Yes.
The 7 Plus came. Somebody saw what you're doing with 7 Plus. The Nikon came. Somebody saw what you are doing with the Nikon.
The PTZ came.
So had it been you did not start because you don't have anything.
So
probably
I always tell people. Some people say, Oga, camera all and look. Forget about the camera I'm using. No.
Camera only what need?
Start somewhere. Just start anyhow. Start anyhow. Start. I didn't start using high-end iPhone until this year.
This 25.
And even if I say high-end, it's iPhone 14 Pro Max. It took me time to learn how to, because I'm not an iPhone person. I'm an Android person. Me making paro. But that doesn't make me more upper. But now I use it at least fairly well. So I always encourage people to start anyhow, only rough, but what's going to be your story? If you're waiting for you to, if I tell you Inonko, let's forget it.
Okay. It's random, and we are touching on so many things. So now you are a media person through and through, in and out.
Am I?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You have even tried. You have moved from just radio. You have done into video. You are now into digital, and you are going into the future as we speak. So, and you document all these things. And like somebody rightly told you, you have no idea of what it means to document these things. So, Fuji music has been on the lips of everybody now for like more than a year or two now, and trust me, one of the catalysts that is spurring these conversations is Agbaletu, because a lot of revelations, a lot of insights, a lot of angles, and then sometimes it feels like you are staring the, what's it called now? You're staring the bee, what's it called? I can't remember the expression now. So oftentimes people have pointed accusing fingers at you. That I want to remember a particular comment I read on one of your posts. The person said it in Yoruba. He said this guy is Daru. He does not want anything to settle because that's how he keeps making his money. So he's always staring the honest.
Honest next.
Yes.
Next.
Yes. So you and Fuji music. What is your, let me not say you and Fuji music. What is your take? What do you think about Fuji music industry?
Fuji music industry is an interesting industry, and it's indeed an industry, and it's very
peculiar
industry. I don't know why. It's not that Juju music doesn't have the major players having some acrimony amongst themselves, but it's the way they portray themselves in Juju is different from how Fuji musicians portray themselves. In Fuji music, I think the problem, one of the genesis of that problems is everybody wants to be Ayinla, Iginla, Ogbodonla. You want to be number one. You want to be the biggest, and that means ego. I know when I started radio, I know that I started with Chegun Babs in Ondo State before moving to Gold FM in 2003. So I may decide to say I started in 2003. I may decide to say I started in 2001 as I was an apprentice. Because I started as an apprentice. But in Fuji music, the major players always want to say that I started when I was 8 years old. I'm not saying that those that started at 8 years old didn't start or that they are lying, but almost all of them want to say that they started as a child. And they want to claim superiority, and they want to mark the number of years, the years of experience they've had, and they want you to respect them in accordance with the years of experience.
I think seniority is very closely linked to that ego that you've mentioned.
It's not even about seniority, it's ego. If I accept you as, okay, you came before me, fine, let everybody just be fine. Does it take anything from me? No. But if you want to do a proper documentation of that genre, okay, starting with Kollington, Barrister and Kollington, up till today, their fans are still at loggerheads over
The
who
originator.
created or who originated or who started. And that argument for life is not going to end.
But I think it's clear. I'm not judging, but I follow your page very well.
Yeah.
And if anyone is following history, the way it was documented, in fact, the one you had last, I think Marcus Adeyanju, yes. The man, I love the way the man spoke, because
he spoke well.
He spoke well, no bitterness, he did not berate anybody, and I don't know him from anywhere, but I can trust his account, because like I said, you can see that he harbors no hatred towards anybody.
Except from some just a few errors, but not on the history of Fuji music.
Yes.
But he accepts that Barrister
was the one that went
that
created. See how
created.
far now? Let's start this.
Let's start this thing and all that. If I don't want to, but let me. I'm a player, so yes, I should be able to say my opinion about Fuji music. I believe that Barrister created Fuji music. That's my belief. But I must add one or two things. The name Fuji has been in existence. Maybe not as a genre of music, maybe as a slang or whatever, or maybe as a look. Okay, for example, Ike Dairo in 1971, 69, 70, 71, maybe up to 72, didn't call the style of music Juju. He called it Asiko. But do you know that Asiko music is one of the major genres of music done in Ikale land and made popular by late Madam Comfort Omoge. Go and Google Ike Dairo's album released for Decca, recorded in Decca, London, and released 71. Album not to call Chenima Bimolimo. Ike Dairo Asiko music. If Ike Dairo comes out to say that he started Asiko music, is Ike Dairo's Asiko the same as
that of Comfort?
No, they are different. So Barrister's Fuji music is different from whatever Fuji that was in existence in Lagos Island. Because I want to believe that the Fuji that was done in Lagos Island is more of Sakara. And Barrister started Were. Yeah, started with Were. It moved from Were to Sakara music, and later the sounds changed from Sakara to Fuji, the Fuji that we know today. So there is no contest about it. It's my opinion, and that is what I will stand with. And I've said this over time. People misconstrued me, but do I even seem to care? Barrister. Somebody asked me recently that Taroda Fuji Sile, and I said Barrister lo bere Fuji. I didn't say Barrister lo da Fuji Sile. I said Barrister lo bere Fuji. So Barrister started Fuji. Maybe Barrister created Fuji, and maybe that's what is creating issues. But Barrister lo bere Fuji. Barrister said that some people did Fuji, and that Fuji was going. But it's not the same Fuji that was being that was doing. Fuji ele yato is contemporary juju music. The juju that KSA and Obe that they were doing. Odi yato si juju ti Tunde King, the juju that Tunde King did in the 50s, in the 40s. That one is not even, it's called but people call it juju. So we don't want to go into that conversation. But the juju that Tunde King did is very different from what Obe Sonny, even different from what Ike Dairo started with.
See, I think this thing is global, because even if you take rap music, the raps of people like Tupac, B.I.G. You can't put it side by side with them present day rappers.
Rap artists.
It's still the same rap, but the difference is clear.
And that's why some people are saying that Barrister modernized
Fuji music.
Had it been that Barrister called it a different name, maybe the argument won't be so loud and so much, but it doesn't really matter.
But then I don't really want us to dwell on this Fuji controversy. But then I've seen two different baristas interview. I've had of Fuji Island. I've had the one that was so recanted in what's it called, in Flavors, that really caused a lot of trouble. That Orindowo. But like I said, I've had baristas said in one interview that Fuji it was inspired by Fuji Island, that there was a particular Fuji Island in China, in Japan called Fuji Island. Then I've also had him in another interview where they talk of Jolly Lawa, that those are people that were doing Fuji in Lagos Island, but he just said it somehow. So I think, just buttressing what you're saying, that I think the naming of his own genre as Fuji is what really caused a lot of trouble. And of course his accounts are not they are not I don't want to use the word they are not consistent. I think that also did a lot of damage to the conversation.
Well, he said Ori Eshalire ti yi pada. But for the Jolly Lawas and all those people, I have songs by Kasali Yala and Jolly Lawa. They sounded Sakara. In all fairness, we do not need to. I always say I have the artists that I adore. I have artists that I love. But when it comes to this conversation, I really don't like how fans get at each other, they abuse each other, how they cause.
Has anyone ever entered your DM to tell you so many things about this issue?
To tell me or to curse me? To
curse you. That's not to curse you.
It happens a lot. My DM, somebody Lori Burukoloshi. It happens a lot.
Just because of giving different people.
I've even gone to other people's page to see people tagging me, people cursing me, cursing my children. I've seen a lot.
Just because you interview people. Just
because I interview people. But does it matter? Àdúrà mi yọ láti ìgbà tó ti gbà. Ẹ máa sọ pé tẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe. No, it doesn't matter.
Interesting.
So, but Fuji music is interesting, and I'm happy that the players know. They now know that I am not the one creating issues between them.
Do they know? Because there was another video that trended not too long ago. Although many people say no, Agbaletu, Kollington, where King Saheed Osupa said, blogger here or something like that.
Blogger.
But there are so many people believe it. Many people believe, because in fact the place where I saw it was on TikTok. They've edited it and put they pasted your picture.
When I saw it, I was like,
they pasted your picture just to make it, because when I now eventually listened, I realized that he did not even mention anybody's name. No, he was just singing, and of course in his usual manner he just did all that. But everybody
Dr. Saheed Osupa doesn't want issues in Fuji music.
Have you ever tried to interview him?
Yes, I've tried to interview him, and he's still going to. We talk regularly.
Wow.
Yes, I can show you some things privately. We talk regularly, and you might be looking at me now. We talk regularly. He calls me, but people outside don't know. That is one of the issues I have with all these people. When they see that Saheed Osupa man, why is Saheed Osupa? Because Saheed Osupa said, somebody told me that you're a professional, you are a journalist, that you are not a blogger. He told me. And since then we've been talking, and maybe he has taken time to look at some of the things, or maybe he has asked people about my antecedents, things that I have done, and they will realize that this guy is just doing his job. Those people that we ask questions, maybe they try to make jokes, or maybe they're trying to tell their own side of the story, and because fans will always be fans. When you are a fan of an artist, die-hard fan.
Do you know when I got to realize that I've also been bitten by that bug? recently K1.
K1. I know you are nothing. There's nothing K1. Okay.
Do you know that
this morning
this aeroplane, whatever, that this Abalu jet, whatever? No, I've watched the video several times. And I'm yet to find where K1 did what K1 did wrong. But when I now saw his apology, saw everybody talking about it, would it be wrong? I'm like,
but if he apologized, then he knows that
he has done something. Then deep
as a fan,
like,
that is the love. So sometimes I look at people that cause Agbaletu and that it's for the love of the artist that you love. So no sentiments about that. You are free. Everybody is free. But I will just try to always be objective and be unbiased. That's me. That's me. But me, that Fuji rule.
There was another accusation I saw still on Fuji Music. Somebody said this guy must be the one telling his guests to mention the name of Pasuma. Because there is nobody that comes on this show, there's no guest that comes on this show that will not mention the name of Pasuma.
If they mention Pasuma, they always say what Pasuma has done to them. And I can say that it has never happened that somebody will come on the show and say that Pasuma did something terrible. Even when somebody played with Pasuma and said that Pasuma did well for him, though but he didn't malign Pasuma. But you can't tell me how I will do my job if I interview you and I say, Afuda, so what's happening between you and Pasuma, and you tell me that you don't want to talk. I should deploy my wit and say, why don't you want to say, is it about this? No, I don't want to talk. Okay, could it be about this and say about to talk? I should still use my wit to make you talk. So how is that an offense? That's not an offense. So if you really don't want to talk, you should stand your ground, because my job is to make you talk. I brought you on the show to talk. So me if I sorrow, I feel like Kuma sorrow. I know it's not done that way.
So now, you said something recent, not long ago, that nobody will teach you how to do your job. Have you ever experienced that, where somebody somewhere feels like maybe there was something that happened during K1's interview when you played a prank, that the video crashed or something, and of course a lot of reactions. They don't pay him, they don't scare him. Has it ever happened that you released the promo and somebody called you to say, don't drop that video, or that video should not drop, or don't do you have such experience?
No, it has never happened.
It has never happened.
That K1 prank. What happened was that after editing the video, we did a subtitle. I think we couldn't meet our publication time.
The interview was long. Almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
I finished everything at one sitting.
Oh no, I remember what happened now. We used an instrumental from a live play by K1.
Okay.
To establish that point where we opened on his the resort and his house, that street. And they were so that part, I didn't know that
it was copyrighted.
That song, that live play is copyrighted. So we had to quickly, what do we do? So in the process of doing that, I just called my guys like, well, let's make a prank. And people started saying that, what's he want there? Cover. K1 called me. Hey, Dele Kilo Sheles interview. When go sing or come. And he said, if you create tension, I'll be money bench. I said, okay, actually. And he cut. Because such interview, you can't just, it's an expected interview. People have been waiting for it.
A lot of
people they want to see. So I just felt
and that the snippet alone was like 40 minutes.
First time we had the 40 minutes snippet.
It was a loaded one, and it delivered. It delivered. I watched it from beginning to the very end.
Because some people thought that if K1 sees me, he's going to beat me and all that. So, but such thing never happened. Such thing never happened.
All right. Now it's random, and we touched on so many things. We've touched on your career. We've touched on your radio career. Recently. I can still say recently. You pulled out of radio. And you came back. You came back. You pulled out of a role of a general manager in a radio station in Lagos. For that matter, And then everybody thought, okay, you want to face Agbaletu squarely. Then you came back again to join like Gelu, where you were at some point before. How has it been? Your media career, the radio station. How many radio stations have you worked?
Many. I've lost count.
You've lost count.
I've lost count. Some people will
How
always
many
say,
years now?
Since 2003.
That's 22. That's 22 years.
22.
Yes.
You keep
So
reminding me
you've
of that.
You've lost count. I know of Gold FM.
I started with Gold FM. I moved to from Gold FM I moved to OSBC Radio, Oshogbo. From there to TV, OSBC, Gold FM, MITV, Star FM, Gold FM, Premier, from Premier, Ray Power to Adaba.
In Akure.
Adaba, Petals.
You worked at Petals.
Yeah. But do you know that most of these stations, I wasn't even a staff, but most people don't know.
I was about saying that.
I can tell you the number of stations I've been a member of their staff. Most of this, I wasn't a staff of Petals FM. I wasn't a staff of Adaba FM, though they wanted me to. I wasn't a staff of Adaba FM. I started with Radio Nigeria as an artist or a freelance. Then I became a staff. I worked there. I was a staff of which other station? After Radio Nigeria, I did staff for MITV 3 months. I came back to Radio Nigeria. So after Radio Nigeria, I was staff of Lead City.
Okay, 89.1.
Lead City 89.1. Then after Lead City, which other station? Staff, 32 FM. There was Timsed FM GM for maybe 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
In
Ijebuja, 4 weeks or 5 weeks. I don't even want to go to what happened there. So being a staff, I've only been a staff for about 5 stations.
Wow.
Not that because Dele Adeyanju is moving from place to place to place.
Because people have said a lot
they
of
always
things
say
about
presenters
moving.
You don't know
why they are moving.
If you don't know me, you don't just sit in the corner of your house and start judging me. That why is he moving from?
Something close to that happened not too long ago. Sometimes this year, with one of our colleagues, Akinyefa, that he moved from a place to a place, and people came online to lynch him literally. That's the highest form of cyberbullying that I've seen in recent times, because radio listeners, they just came all out for him, and they started saying a lot of things. He's too ambitious, he's not patient, he's not this, he's not that. And I had to come out and write I wrote an article then, and I thank God it went viral, saying you guys should just ask God for forgiveness, because you don't know what this person is going through.
They don't know.
You don't know what this person is going through. So sometimes when I see a lot of the stuff that is happening to you, I can easily relate, because I also run a media blog. So while you're talking about music, I am talking about the media, and that was the reason why I asked you the other time that people try to censor you before, telling you to say this one, don't say this one, because you expect that people in the media should understand that, because it's their daily duty, is what they experience daily, but they are the ones that cannot even stand it. I so many times say, oh, God don't want you to put this thing, please pull this one down, pull this one down, pull this one down. Maybe because they know, maybe because I'm a small boy and they just believe that you can tell that guy, say, oh yeah, remove, but you're not paying me. But so if you want to put it side by side with your knowledge of the media, your knowledge of the music industry, someone said every corner in the entertainment world or media world is dark. Which do you think is darker, media or music?
I interviewed Dele Adeyanju recently, and he was revealing some things to me about the media industry in Ibadan. And I told him I'm not aware of all these things. And he said, but you want to, and I know what that means. So I can't say how dark it is, but I know the music. I know the extent of its darkness. But I won't be able to tell because I've not had that experience in the media. But what I know is, or what I want to advise people is, when you see an OAP or a presenter moving from place to place, Emma Shano. I worked in a place, and when I left, people said, Kilo, what is always wrong with this guy moving from place to place? They do not know that what we call salary. Kotikpeo, recently, I was earning 10,000 naira for a month. Do I mention the name of the place?
Please do.
Let me mention. I'm referring to Lagelu FM. You know, I'm back to Lagelu. 2018, I got to Lagelu FM. I left Lagelu FM 2021. And for the period that I got money, I was getting 10,000 naira every month.
As Agbaman.
As the presenter of the show. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
As in, even with your Agba, as the Agbaman that we know.
Shebi, I used no say I get a level, I be that clout. But do I now? Let's look at it from this way. When I wanted to get that slot, not the job, but the slot, did we have an agreement that I would be paid? No. I literally begged Goda Kolaladoke, please give me a platform on your station. Give me a platform on your station. I want to do Agbaletu. Because before then, Akin George called Yinka Efele of Fresh FM that Dele Adeyanju, our head of station ní Licity FM, ó fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ program Agbaletu yẹn, I know them are fit Fresh FM o. But Akin recorded Yinka Efele's note pé no Dele tí mo fún iṣẹ́ ní 2015 tí ó ṣe.
Did they give you a job in 2015?
Where is the appointment letter? And I told Brother Akin that Brother Yinka never gave me a job. If you want legendary, I just needed, at that time, I just needed a place to start that thing. If Fresh FM doesn't work, because we said it the other time that I've not been forceful for anything. You call it laid back, that's just me. So leave him. So I now went to IBR. At that time, Tayo Ogunade was the head of program. So Tayo was happy to have Agbaletu. I already gave IBR my promo through Mamoni Mama, Okwe Makinde. It was when they were about to start using that promo that Brother Kolaladoke called me, Dele, Leo, are you still interested in that slot? More interest, because I believe that Lagelu is bigger than
IBR.
At least that's my opinion. So I now quickly called Okwe, stop that promo. Tayo Ogunade was angry. Of course, naturally. So they stopped the promo. So I now did another promo for Lagelu FM. There was no discussion over money. I needed that platform desperately. So one day they just called me that where they did a meeting that they said they would be giving us 10,000 naira as maybe transport allowance, at least to because I wasn't even expecting it. But I want the listener out there doesn't know that he didn't even know how I got to Lagelu.
And of course, every station we just say we now have this program.
So they believe that everybody on that station is a staff. So when I got to Lagelu, I was doing my thing and I was getting the 10,000 naira. At least we eat from it. But today, I'm back to that Lagelu, and not as a staff. I'm doing the same Agbaletu there, but the terms of engagement has changed.
So that means the first time your first sojourn at Lagelu was actually for a particular reason. You needed that platform to sell something. And you were able to sell it.
I started my first show on Lagelu May 14, 2018. I did my first open show July May, June, July. I did my first, was it July or August? I think it was August. May, June, July, August. So that's about 3 months after. My first open show, I used the AstroTurf of Leeds City University, that stadium. Okay. I invited people, my fans from everywhere that has been enjoying, following and enjoying Agbaletu on Lagelu FM. That place was packed. I had Michael Ade, Captain Jide Ojo, that's our bar. Sule Po, Yimi, old artists. That I don't do. But Jolole wa kuro mbe. Now, doing the program for less than three months, and having that sort of cross, so I got what I want, and I always say that of all the stations that I've worked, Lagelu is different. Kini English Alubarika. Albarka. So no regrets whatsoever. So why did I leave Lagelu? I lost my job at Leeds City because there is something about me. Ilara will always envy. We always set in. So some people somewhere, they said I didn't come to work. Maybe I was guilty because I was doing something. I was running Agbaletu. So maybe at that time it was affecting Leeds City job because I was head of station, and they said at the same time they listened to me on Lagelu, then they watch me on Borokini, and they see me doing stuffs on with Oisha, Oyo State Health Insurance Agency. I'm a very restless person, I can't steal. But I would do anything to make money because I get a lot of bukata. So, and they added all these things together. They told me to leave, and I thanked them for accommodating me. And I went to the streets to start to renew my Ozu. That's me. No issues.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. Maybe today I have children there. So, not children in that same school. No hard feelings at all. So I left Leeds City. I faced Lagelu, but the money sometimes wasn't flowing. That was when, but I was already doing 32 FM there, but side 2.
Bad guy.
Osla, I was doing Lagelu. I was doing 32 FM, head of station Leeds City. I was doing Oisha. I was on Borokini.
Borokini is TV, right?
Borokini is TV, DSTV at that time. Soap, money, all these things.
Okay.
People say, boy, you're but I know how to, because most of the time I sleep at work. And most of the things I do is either weekends or at night, but I don't even have time to explain to anybody. So if you don't want me in your establishment, I move. But I know that Agbaletu is the ultimate for me. That is where and whatever I do that won't allow me to run Agbaletu, I will let go. I will just allow that thing to, because I believe Agbaletu is mine. So after leaving Lagelu, I was doing stuff with 32 FM. So team said, I want Agbagba kan in Osun. They invited me that they needed somebody to head team. But some things happened. I don't want to go into it. I realized I couldn't even. I didn't stay for 5 weeks at Team said as the GM because I don't want to go into it. Maybe later. So I came back and TJ now called that. Do you want to stay with us permanently? I weighed it. I just felt okay, fine. It's not as if I was fine with the terms of the money. I was okay with me, but because the money at that time set me back to 6 years. Like the money offered was what I got in the money that was offered me in 2021, I can't remember, maybe December or thereabouts, was what I was getting in 2016. How many years back?
I was like,
that's about four.
Yes.
Before 4 years. So I grudgingly got it. And Splash FM reached back to me in 2022 that they want me back. I was ready to leave, but TJ is master strategist and is very good with
By the way, TJ is the chairman of 32 FM.
Yes, TJ is the chairman of 32 FM. TJ said, Dele Adeyanju, you are not going. So I respect him And at that time, I had to just let him have his way, so I stayed. But another offer came.
That is irresistible.
No. No, see, after that, there is no offer
That is irresistible.
that is irresistible. The only offer that is irresistible for me is Agbaletu. Because I didn't want to. The offer that came was Adam Imogo. And I didn't want to go.
It was more like a promotion because you were first the group.
No. I started as head of programs.
Okay.
I started as head of programs of the station. And the reason I didn't want to go, maybe I should talk about it. The reason I didn't want to go is that I've had some experience with some radio stations. Sometimes people create radio stations, but I know as a major player who have spent a lot of time helping people to build their radio stations, I know that there is more to just creating or establishing a radio station. So the motive of the proprietor really matters. If the proprietor is a businessman, fine. There are some places you will win and there are some places you will lose. Now, I was to work with a clergyman, so I knew that it's likely this is going to be an extension of the ministry. So I didn't want to go. But the person that was my oga then, Omedema, he was so persistent. I believe he loves me, or he loved me, or he loves me, and he wanted me on that team. And maybe the proprietor too wanted me on that team. In fact, later I heard that they wanted me to be GM, but during the interview, they said I messed up, I didn't do well. And the reason was that I was told that I would chat with the board. Not that I was coming for an interview. You know, when you are going for an interview, there's the way you package yourself. But if you're going for a chat, you are more relaxed, and let them know what you can do and what will move the station forward. Not that you, and I believe that I wasn't begging I wasn't applying for.
You didn't go there cap in hand.
Yeah, cap in hand to beg for, because I wasn't desperate, because Agbaletu was looking up with me and for me at that time. So eventually, long story short, I got in as head of programs. You said that Lagos is a promotion for me. Maybe. Because
not just Lagos. Being a general manager of a station in Lagos, compared to you've been head of station here in Ibadan, but you left 32 FM as the staff.
Let me shock you.
Okay.
If you make me head of station, make me general manager, call me group of anything, all these things do not really make me special. Because I see them as giving me extra responsibility that won't allow me to face Agbaletu.
I can relate.
So I don't want any responsibility that will make me keep my focus. Because remember, you see where I have been coming from. We started with Agbaletu, now we are on radio station, but in all the conversation, Agbaletu always comes in. So that's it. So it's not about head of, but I thought that, okay, as head of programs, let me just take the job, because I believe that whatever fire, because it's not easy. My experience over time is that people who pioneer radio stations, they always get fired within 1 year. They always, go and check it. Within 1 year, less than 1 year, they get fired, because before the proprietors and the people that are brought in to manage the station, before they can get their acts together and to know what they want, somebody and it's most times it's the general manager. So I felt that, okay, as the head of programs, let me just I can still run my thing as a head of programs and chill. But later, after 1 year, things happened. Before then, I became head of operations. And the head of operations is overseeing the programs department of the 2 or the 3 stations, because the third station, that's Ido, came around then. So, but I wasn't so committed. I have to confess. So I have to confess, I wasn't totally committed. But I was trying my best. Later, things happened. I became acting GM of the station. Unfortunately, it came at the time when Agbaletu was getting bigger. We got an office. I started recruiting people that I've worked with in the past, because I believe in relationship. People that have done internship under me, people that have struggled together. I started bringing them, come, Emma boy, let's run these things together. Okay, this is the terms of, let's just work. So that next year I can also afford that. Okay, this is going to be the terms of employment or appointment and all that. So we started running that. And it came to a point that it wasn't convenient for me any longer. And I knew that it's affecting Agbaletu, but I don't know how to tell them, because I don't feel like, I don't want it to be like I betrayed them. Not everybody will understand that it's not betrayal. Our concept of betrayal is different. Some people, I remember they told me that look for somebody, Omedema told me to look for somebody to look after my own business while I concentrate on Adamimogo. Who does that? We have very competent people there who can do this job. So it's better. I felt that I should go. I didn't know how to approach him. So I was sharp, managing, but my body language wasn't giving. It's not as if I do not have what it takes to run it, but I'm focusing on that brand because I believe that it's my time.
Yeah,
it's my time, because there's time for everything, and once it's your time, the noise was everywhere, so I need to harness that opportunity to make sure that I get what I get.
Attention
at that time. So things happened, and this year 2025, and they called me and I realized that my mind is not with Adamimogo, and I said, yes, Otonio.
Yeah, you have catch me.
Don't catch me. Let me go. But I need to really thank Adamimogo, because Adamimogo FM exposed me to Lagos life. Adamimogo FM exposed me to Lagos life. And there is a car that I have always wanted to buy. So the first official car I used there, Mozu, they gave it to me, and they changed it later to a Spider. So I really appreciate Adamimogo FM for those opportunities, and the Adamimogo FM, I must say, allowed me. All the times I was doing K1 interview, I was still there. And I can say that some of the resources that was given to me, I still use them. I have to confess, that's me. I use some of the resources, not money, but in terms of mobility and all that, I used it to at least. For example, I bought equipment for my guys now to use for my work. If they use it for their own work, so it's just part of it. So eventually I left, and I decided I'm pulling out of radio. I'd wanted to leave since 2024, but me if I share anybody, me if I share Baba Ulualo, I don't want to share Omedema because Oreno share. But eventually, when it's time, you just have to leave. We have competent people and even if they can't get people from, they know how to. Omedema is very smart. He knows how to. So he should just let me go. I should not use because whatever I do is what the staff will be. So but they don't know where I'm coming from. So it's better. So I left, and I decided I won't do radio again. But there is something about radio. It always beckons. You can go. You can go. Come back. So it just happened that the same belt that I left on Lagelu FM,
years back,
2021, got opened, and we had the talk with the GM, Tunde Olawo, Mr. Tunde Olawo, and Dele Adeyanju, who left that space, and Kolo, and I filled it up again.
No, I'm smiling.
Why?
Because Dele Adeyanju was moving to
to
go and occupy
where you are living. So that's just it. That's just.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Finally.
Are you sure it's final?
I think it's final.
Okay.
Finally, I must let you go. But then I want to say something. We did a feature some years back on Primus, and we did a feature on presenters who could actually present beautifully in both English and Yoruba. And you featured prominently on that list. What's the secret to that? How were you able to, with all sincere apologies to my Yoruba presenters, not all, but thankfully, most of the, I hope I'm not going to offend anybody by this, most of the people of the Yoruba presenters in my circle, they find it easy to express themselves in any language, English, be it English or Yoruba. They just chose to dwell on Yoruba on radio, but we don't see that very well in many places. Not all Yoruba speaking presenter could actually but you read news in English, you read news in English, you present in Yoruba, and you do it beautifully well.
It's the training. When I came into the industry, I told you that Uncle K discovered me. So Uncle K discovered me as an announcer, English announcer. So he trained me to be a newsreader, and I was sent to Radio Nigeria Training School. Presentation. So I was trained on diction, diction and all that, news presentation, programs presentation, and all that. But all the while, my mind has been fixed with Yoruba presentation, because I've always had this belief that Yoruba presenters in this part of the world, maybe in Lagos, but so I was doing English news reading on Radio Nigeria for so many years. In fact, there was a time I featured on network service of Radio Nigeria. No, I didn't go to Abuja, but I read from at least my voice was heard for a while. I still have some of the recordings in Abuja. So that's the training. So the balance came because I'm not me. So, but the balance came while trying to speak Yoruba. It was Uncle K that tried to thanks, you're correct. So all those trainings at least give us a balance, but I don't even care any longer. I don't care about English. What I do now, to Agbaletu, I just speak. When I speak, you hear.
Yeah, you speak, understand.
All right, yeah.
So are we expecting another album from you anytime soon?
Album, no.
That one is gone.
No, what I do is, anytime I feel like singing, I go into a studio, I record. Once I record, I listen to myself. I have a lot of my recordings unpublished.
Why?
Because I'm not doing it for money, so I just feel like, I told you that I'm somehow, so I'm not doing it for money. I'm just doing my thing. What I think I want to do now is I want to go into movies.
Beautiful.
Not acting.
You've acted.
Yes, I've acted, but I don't like acting.
I remember I saw you. I've seen you. I think there was a particular night I messaged that I'm watching you like this beside the pool like this in one Yoruba film, African Magic Yoruba.
That's my Junior Brothers movie.
Okay.
That should be 2018. It was after that I featured on some episodes of Borokini. Okay. If I want to be an actor, I would be, but I don't think I have that talent. I don't want to be seen. Agbaletu don't say it's unplanned. Yes. I don't want people to know me.
I think it's too late for that actually.
Anyway,
because God has really announced you. Especially with this your stature, there's nowhere you will enter and everyone will know that
there was a day in Lagos. It happens always. It happens always. There was a time in Lagos, somebody. I was eating with my crew, Shanjel. Someone else said, money Egbewa, Emino. So it happens a lot. Oshogbo Road, it has happened. Sometimes I read and say, Agbaletu, so it's the face. So sometimes I enjoy it, but nobody has ever harassed me. Nobody. With all the backlash on social media.
Because you have been professional at it, I believe that's the
So
reason.
I believe people know that I'm being professional. So
they are just sentimental.
And I've met Fuji artists who tell me that she must me. Whatever I say it. Whatever people say, I said it. It's not, you didn't force me to say it. If I don't want to say it, I don't want to say it. So it's not mine. So people should just try to be tolerant when somebody speaks and we feel that our idol is slighted. Let's look at things from the other angle, but nobody should be cursing anybody, and that curse won't even do anything. That doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Before I let you go, which will you say is the most, I don't want to say most difficult, most interesting interview you ever conducted?
Interesting.
The most,
I have lots of
is it most interesting now? I'm trying to remember to find the right word now. Which do you think is the most challenging interview you ever conducted?
Most challenging? I don't know, because each interview comes with its own challenge. You know, I've gone to do interview before that I had an accident. My car veered, and this was even before social media.
Wow.
This was the first time I interviewed Bob Aladimi. I was driving that car that I told you that I bought with my. So that time, I was on those shower there as out of Shebi, a car should have 4 bulbs, Abi.
Yeah.
4 dim, 2 dim, 2. I lost 2 full lights and 1 dim. Or I could dim a and I was driving around like that. So I was coming from Owo. I and Sheriff Ibrahim of ESFM, because he stayed with me.
Wow.
He's one of my guys. We did interviews together. We interviewed Baba Alabi Ogundepo together. We interviewed Orlando Julius together. He stayed with me for a while, at least for a longer. He was staying in my house. We were together, 5 and 6, just as John is with me now. Sheriff was with me at that time. We were coming from Owo, and we lost control of the car. The car veered off the road inside rain. So each interview comes with its own challenge. But I don't say anything as a challenge, because it's something I have passion for. So even if it comes out, if it's a challenge, I don't even see it as a challenge. But let me say this. We have interviewed people. Now we use 3 cameras. We've interviewed people that a whole camera, we won't find the files on it. It has happened. Yes, it has happened. Not once, not twice.
Wow.
So if my guys want to tell me, they will be pushing each other. You will also more.
Right. Camera was this?
No, not camera was this. One, Timmy, that one say, but one thing, I've always prepared my mind for anything, for the worst, because it comes with the job. So that's one of the challenges.
You are saying it now, my mind is really key, because something almost happened to me like 2 weeks ago. I was done and I was done editing. I do my editing myself. So I was done editing. I wanted to render. Then it started complaining of space. Then I just gathered some files like that and I deleted them. Unfortunately, I went straight to the bin. To go and remove everything, only for me to get back to render, and there was no audio. I don't delete audio join. Oh god, my heart started racing, because I think that should be Rotimi Gates interview.
Okay,
I could
so
not.
How did you resolve it?
Unfortunately, we were able to Arojile's interview.
Okay,
it was Arojile. We were able to get it inside. I think it was one audio, Adobe Audio, where we went to what's it called, to work on the audio. That was
just lucky.
So I'm just praying that not happen one day.
The day we interviewed General Kollington and Ayinla, the last one, I got.
Okay, you mean that been more than once?
Yes, this is the second time.
Okay.
The first time was 2014.
I think you interviewed him before K1.
Yes.
But after K1, the interview it went viral
again. So people started using it as a response to, but that was not the order. So when we interviewed General Kollington Ayinla, I went there with 2 cameras, which are not mine. I had to rent them. I added them to our own camera. So the camera that was used to pick the close shot of General Kollington Ayinla got corrupted, the entire file. So the camera we used for the wide, so we had to crop out we cropped out my own side, so we left it on. So that's why. But people that are watching, they won't know. But those things happen.
Wow.
Those things happen. So people who are coming, they should prepare for such things.
Prepare for such things. May God help us.
Amen.
God help me. God help me. Daddy. God help me.
God continue
to help us. Thank you so much for coming around. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Thank you so much for giving us insight into the brand and the man behind the brand. And of course, it's been inspirational again for anyone that is planning to tour this path, because trust me, it is an inspiration. Thank you so much for coming. We sincerely appreciate you. Don't forget that on the 5th of September, Primus Media Conference 4.0 is happening. You can see me wearing the shirt. If you never get your own shirt, I don't know why. 5th of September at IACD. Yes, that is American Corner at Jericho. And of course, we will be there. We have our wonderful panelists, keynote speakers. All of us will be there. Don't miss it. It's coming from Primus. The 4th time, Primus Media Conference 4.0. It's free, absolutely free. All you just need to do is to register, and then you will be there with us live. Thank you so much once again. I sincerely appreciate. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Always, I really appreciate it. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe. After that, Samuel is the channel, and of course, subscribe and put your notification on for many more wonderful content. Till next time, After that, Samuel is the name. Have a wonderful day.